Okay, yeah, so this training session will be recorded and made available to staff and to students, and your questions and comments, both verbal or text-based, and likenesses if using a webcam, may be included in the recording. Okay, so thanks for coming along today. This afternoon's Daily Digital Micro Webinar is going to be just a very quick 15-minute or so or 10-minute or so session covering a specific subject, and then there'll be time for some questions at the end of that as well. So today we're just going to be briefly looking at Microsoft Office on the go. Just going to have a look at some browser-based apps and how these have come into effect and how you can use them to kind of complement your use of the actual full desktop applications. So Microsoft Office, as I'm sure you're aware, this is a raft of different applications that cover a range of different uses. You've got word processing, spreadsheets, databases, forms, and so forth. And normally, they'd have their own bespoke applications on a desktop. But in recent years, with the pandemic and everything, and slightly before that, Microsoft have put in place ways of accessing all of these different programs via browsers as well. So if you're on a web browser, on your phone, on your tablet, or out and about, whatever, then you can, in essence, access these applications from anywhere. So the way we would access them within CardiffNet is via portal.office.com. And that'll take you to the main web page, which I'll actually show you right here. Let me get that up on screen. Okay, so I'm at the CardiffNet homepage. So if I go to portal.office.com, I'm already logged in, or mostly logged in. As you can see, I'm a student as well. So I've got a staff login and a student login. So I'm going to log in as a staff member. That'll go through all the CardiffNet credentials. In this case, again, I'm logged in, so it should just take me straight to this home page. And from this Office homepage, there you can access all the different applications. So up in the top left corner, we've got what's called the App Launcher, which is just here. And the App Launcher, when you click that, will show you all the different applications you can use from the web. So there's a whole raft of them here. I'm not going to go through absolutely every single one, but I want to show you just a vague look at Word and Excel and PowerPoint, because those are the three biggies, I guess, would be the way forward with that one. So if I go to that, before I do though, I just want to make you guys aware as well, you've got the Install Office button on the right-hand side of the home screen. So if you wanted to install the full applications on your machines with your CardiffNet credentials, you can do that. So let's have a look at the app version of Word. So here you can see it's opened up like a brief, again, another kind of version of that home page, and then I can make a new blank document, or I can open up existing documents if I wanted to. So if I make a new blank document, and this would be the same for PowerPoint, it would be the same for Excel, it would, they all work from the same basic template. And once this is open, you'll notice that the top menu bar, the ribbon across the top, that will share a lot of similarities to the main application, to the full version of Word. And you'll see that a lot of this will look instantly familiar. So you've got a file menu. You'll see that you've got the home menu, you've got insert, layout, a lot of stuff you'll have seen before. So with these applications, with these web-based versions of them, they are very trimmed down, but they do have a lot of the same basic features. The main advantage to them is that they've just got that kind of ease of accessibility. So if you're out somewhere, or if you're in a meeting somewhere and you need to make a quick edit, or you're away from your PC, these are ideal for doing that. They wouldn't cover absolutely everything you need to do. I know that Excel in particular, Excel loses quite a lot of features, but again, it's good for just simple editing as you go, or for just inputting quick amounts of data if you need to, if you're about somewhere. One thing as well that you find with these applications is that depending on Word, PowerPoint, or Excel, there may be some general restrictions in the file formats that you can open. So like, for example, with Word and with Excel, it struggles so that with non-Excel documents. So you can open Excel documents, you can open CSV files, but if you were trying to, for example, import another type of spreadsheet into it, it might struggle with that. So worth bearing in mind. They'll open most things, but some of them they will struggle with. the web-based versions of these applications will also have some issues here and there with password protected documents. So if you are trying to open a password protected document on Word or a password protected document in Excel, that may or may not open. Sometimes it will, and most times it won't. Normally you'd have to go into the desktop version to then actually open that document. So when you're in a document like this, if you wanted to open it within the actual document, it's the actual application, that can be done from the editing menu for the most part. So you'll have this same button, will be in Excel, it'll be in PowerPoint, it's in Word. When you click on editing, you've got the option down here to open in desktop app. So when you click on that, let me put some sample text in here to begin with. I'll just put sample text and then just smash the keyboard. If I click on editing and then open, it gives you a little message saying all done, you can close this file now. And then on my other screen, it's actually opened that up for me in the main Word application. So at this point on, I could go into this and I could edit this as I normally would. In this case, it's a blank document that hasn't yet been saved. It's let me click on cross that warning off. And if I actually close that document down now and then go back to my Word document, we can see that that's now in the full version of Word. And any changes I make to this one, so for example, if I was to add more text or change the formatting of text, that'll auto-save. And then I can go back into my browser and I could reopen it within the browser, and that should pick up those changes. It might take a couple of moments to update, but usually it does work. It does kind of like re-update the text there. You can see as well on this particular one, it's because I've opened this in the browser and I'm in it in the main desktop app. It's actually classing me as being in here with myself. So it's one of those weird little quirks there. But if I was to go and save this now, I might need to refresh this screen just to kind of get all the changes in there. Let's see if it works. Yeah, there we are. So sometimes the changes take a little while to come up. But then that's a really good way of collaborating as well. So these documents in the web-based versions will support multiple users as well. So ideal for collaboration. So in the chat, what I will do, I'm going to put some links into the chat. These links basically link to the Microsoft website, and they outline in more detail exactly what is missing or is absent from the web versions compared to the app versions. But this might be an interesting read, depending on how you define interesting, I suppose. But I'll put that in the chat there, so you can check that out. And that's a really basic primer of how you can use the web-based versions instead of the app-based versions. I find them particularly useful when, as a student, I'll take my tablet with me into lectures. I'll use the web-based versions on my tablet, and I'll just quickly type up notes, and then I can look back at the full versions later and make any amendments then. So I know, it's speaking from personal experience, it's definitely something that I certainly use. So with that in mind then, the microphones are open, so if you've got any questions, fire away.
If you install the Office onto your desktop, does it come with all of the packages like Stream and Sway and things? I know you have Word and Excel and PowerPoint, the sort of fundamentals of Office.
Yeah.
But it seems, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but it seems to me that to actually access like Sway and Stream, I have to access through this portal.
Yeah.
Go onto my desktop, is that?
Let me just have a quick look. Obviously, but when I came into Cardiff Met, this is all pre-installed on my laptop.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm just double checking the Microsoft Office tools. Let's see what they got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So on just looking at on my basic install, which has got Office on there. I'm just waiting for it to load up. It should be. My machine, unfortunately, is not as quick as it used to be. I sympathise.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the this looks like it's actually opened up. This looks like the web browser version, but I don't think it is, because when I'm looking at this on my screen, it's not showing up as actually open in a browser. This is its own Office installation. So if you go to your Windows menu in the bottom left, and then in the Start menu there, you should have like a School Essentials tab.
Okay.
And under School Essentials, there should be the Office one there. And within Office, yeah, then you can load whatever's in these applications. Then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right. To get to like SharePoint or Stream or that kind of thing or Sway, you'd go through this menu.
Yeah.
They should be individually available as well, but they're not on mine. And I've got like Publishers available on mine and Project.
Yeah.
But Sway doesn't appear to be.
Yeah.
So then again, I can kind of understand Sway, because Sway is primarily a browser-based program anyway. Yeah. So that would make sense that it would only be via the browser. So
I just thought, because it's only because I'm lazy and I like to have the icons on the bottom of my desktop. So
oh no, I'm completely the same way. I've got my toolbar. You can't see it at the moment, but it's strewn with various icons for me to hit on. Yeah, but I'm the same. I generally prefer having an icon available rather than having to kind of go through all this. Different areas.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I do only use the web, both of them really, desktop and the web-based. Like I say, they're really handy.
Yeah, so I certainly find them useful.
Yeah, so say I wanted to get somebody else to look at my Word document to collaborate, I have to give them permission to go into my document, do I?
Yes, usually, yeah. You'd have to, but again, that'll be accessed by the same, by the ribbon, and you can, under the sharing menu there is where you can actually set exactly who can see your document or who can edit it there. So, in fact, I can show you that live, actually. Let me bring my screen back up just for a moment. There we go. So, we've got the, come back, where's it gone? There we go. So we've got the document here.
Yeah.
And the editing, you've got, return to the application as you can. But under share, if I drop that down, you've got the option to share or just copy the link, but you can manage access as well. So that's from the web version, and again, works exactly the same as the application there. So you can limit how often it's accessed. You can put like passwords on it. You can put passwords on it for a limited time. You can put accessibility for a limited time, or you can just specify exactly specific people who want to see it there. So yeah, all that's available from the web and the app, which is quite nice.
Oh, okay, that's nice. It's handy when you've got a team of people looking at the same document.
Yeah, it's very, very useful. I think if you do actually add like a password protect onto it, that might not be available actually from the web-based version. Then it may. I'm trying to think if I remember link settings. Oh, you can do password setting. You got that there, so that's quite cool. That does mean that if you try and reopen this on the web version, it might not go through, because sometimes, like I know when I used to work in the accommodation department of USW, and we had the front desk there had to fill in spreadsheets of students, and they used the web version of Excel, but because we were using student data, it was all password protected. And they would often go into Excel and say, I can't open this, it's not working. And it's because it was password protected. So you have to open it in the desktop version, make your changes, reapply the password, and then go down that line. So it does have its limitations.
Yes, but you have to get to know them as you go along,
Exactly, but it can work for the most part.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool. Right, I'll stop that recording. And then after I've done that, I will